And we go into the map. This is Taldra Malta. And in the bottom right now, we have the Canadian, the remaining non-Korean in this tournament. Please make some noise for Liquid Huck.
The crowd already cheering in advance. So excited to see potentially Liquid Huck gonna make it to the grand finals. In the bottom left, we see the one man who is still standing in the top bracket. That is a Zerg player. The three-time Golden and Mouse champion. Will he get eliminated today? If you'd like him to advance, give a cheer for Startail July! And it looks like at this point in time, Huck, interestingly, not going to go for any sort of 3-gate pressure. He is instead going to be going for an early expand. We've seen him have a lot of success with this later on.
And he is going to be planting that pylon on the natural here. Most likely be going for a Forge Expo. And the reason for this being, he could go for Nexus first, but he is going to go up with this probe and scout that July Zug is not here. Therefore, he needs to prepare for any kind of aggression here. And we'll go ahead and grab that Forge now, and then plant the Nexus follow through. And with with Huck's style, I would not be surprised if Huck went for some kind of execution push, some 6 or 7 warp gate style, maybe with Blink, maybe without, but that is definitely Huck's style, and we'll have to see if he can pull that through.
Interesting statistics to note thus far: 6 Protosses made it to the round, or excuse me, was it? No, 8 Protosses made it to the round of 16. 5 Zergs and 3 Terrans. Right now, Huck is the only Protoss player to remain. 2 Zergs and 1 Terran. Liquid Huck now spotting in the bottom left. We see it is the pool and gas opening, the same opening last game that may have put July in an uncomfortable spot. We saw that July was low on units throughout the mid game, needed to do damage with those roaches, but Liquid Huck picking them off with some amazing force fields.
And harassment with this probe here. And the reason why July's going for this build is because of any of those cannon rushes. Because of this Forge first, cannon rushes are viable and sometimes difficult to hold off. And July Zug, well aware of that, is just going to go for a safe opening, and we'll get that hatchery up around 20 or so. And now Huck actually adding on 1 cannon here, surprisingly before a gateway, because he did scout in the last position possible, therefore wants to be ultra safe, especially to protect this 1-0 lead.
And I love that point that you brought up about the cannon rushes. It's not just that Protosses can cannon rush. Huck loves cannon rushing any Zerg opponent he can. Already building that first cannon, going to get a good defense established. We'll be going for some sort of cybernetics course soon, but look at this. We see chrono boosting a supply blocked Nexus.
Ooh, that's actually pretty bad there, but it does get unlocked now. And double gas has been added on now for Huck, and we'll have to see how he's going to play. Will he play similar how MC plays, getting a faster Stargate, or will he go with a kind of a blind 6 or 7 warp gate push?
You know, it's interesting. People always love to talk about the structures that get built as part of the build order, but people aren't talking enough about the chrono boost usage of Protosses. In these early expand builds, we've generally, historically seen Protosses spending all the chrono boosts on some sort of cute tech, getting Void Rays up faster, getting the Warp Gate or the Sentry up faster. But as of late, we've seen players like Huck and MC spending all the chrono boost on probes, not going for a fast early advantage, but instead going for the economic long-term route. And if there is one player who is an absolute terror to play against in the late game, it would be Liquid Huck.
And the Observer did get the scouting information, saw the wall, saw there was only 1 cannon there. Actually, having a look at his vision, saw the second cannon just being warped in. And Huck only just now, well, he actually skipped a Zealot here, and he's going to go straight for a Sentry. If any form of aggression that July is well known for, the Sentry would be vital in helping defend that extra force field, combined with the wall that Huck already has set up, would help out a lot. And with the second cannon is just safe precautions, because he is basically blind now. Doesn't know if July had cancelled that expo, if he had gone for some form of bailing bust. But July Zig, with this a very fast layer again, and adding on the 3rd and 4th gas. And from this, it looks like it might be a fast Spire. We'll have to see what he's going to do here.
There's more chrono boost going down on the Nexus, and definitely big point you bring up, the Apollo. The 3rd and 4th gas going down early. I always love to say that the gases are the biggest indicator of strategy, and that's always clear in the early game, but here in the, right as we're stepping into the mid game, It's very unusual to have those 4 gas geysers and a layer this fast. I mean, no even attempt at taking a third base. July very well known for these big all-in plays. And oh my goodness, do you remember Liquid Huck versus LaLush Game 1 on Terminus Re, the Blink Stalker play, the Twilight Council going down, and there's the 4 more gateways.
So 5 gates in total, and most likely be adding on a 6th as his money start to rise. But look at this Spire. And I'm not really sure how this is going to help out because Mutalisks are good at harassing early, but until you get that critical amount out, you cannot engage in fights. As we saw Moonplay on Metalopolis was avoiding every confrontation over and over and over. And we're going to have to see, will this build work out for Huck? Now it is a total of 5 gates. Blink being researched and have no 6th gate added on yet, or 5th gate.
A Dark Shrine manages to slip in for Liquid Huck. He has gotten all 4 geysers up early himself, and we see Huck now taking out his own Forge. If Huck went for a Nexus right now, that would be absolutely nuts. We have rarely ever seen a Protoss take thirds this early, but Huck still did it against LaLush, and oh no, it looks like no Stalkers out quite yet, and the Spire now just finishing up for July.
How much gas does he have saved up? About 1,000 plus 1. And 9 Mutalisks will most likely be coming out of that. Oh, she's going straight for 10 and not really getting that plus 1. And rather opting for that extra 1 Mutalisk rather than that plus 1. As plus 1 will take a while to complete compared to the Mutalisk that will pop out almost instantly. And now this Link trying to get the scanning information denied by those 3 Stalkers. And out pushes Huck now. And the Shrine is about to finish as well. And if we look around, there are no Spore Coils around day 9. There are no Evo Chambers even begun to be constructed, and there are also no Overseers.
Now this push, good not only because it can force more units instead of drones, it also means that July will likely not be able to harass with these Mutalisks early on. The surprise might not be able to come in. It means that Huck could potentially put some big pressure on. But will he react in time? We do see 2 Dark Templar morphing in. There's 3 DTs moving through the center of the map.
Ooh, and Huck's not going to have... Oh no, Huck's not going to have any units be able to warp in as he warped in 3 DTs at the same time. And the cooldown is not finished yet.
Now we see, it's going to have to all come down to how good are these DTs going to be. They split up into all the 3 mining locations in the main. Blink Stalkers are trying to repel. July killing off a lot of workers, but there the Dark Templar begin to work their way through 2 kills. And we have at the bottom the Dark Templar ripping through the Zerglings on accident. July trying to get a little bit of an advantage with all of these Mutalisks, but for the time being, we see 2 Overseers getting morphed. Almost no mining right now for July. Look at this, 0 drones mining.
Wow, and Huck really using these DTs efficiently. And is he going to try and get up a 3rd with this advantage, or will he decide to try to push? And the hatchery is under attack. This 3rd hatchery, will it go down? Where is the Overseer on its way down? Will it get there in time? It looks like it might. And smart play by Huck, hiding 1 DT inside the main. And now he has to play hide and seek to try to find out where it's gone.
Looks like Huck was able to pick off a bunch of extra Zerglings. Huck taking a lot of damage. If we look, 16 workers killed by July, only 7 for Huck. But we do see Huck does have that 1 DT hidden in the bottom side. Will July lose any more workers? Mutalisk count, what is it at? 16 Mutalisks, 52 Zerglings, not exactly the composition that you'd want. Armor now going down for Huck. Very, very talented decision. He's going for the armor upgrade because he's going to be up against mainly Ling Muta.
And the DT was found inside the main base. And smart play by Huck, adding on a lot of cannons onto that natural area where the Mutalisks are most likely to come in and harass, as in they come now. Will these cannons be enough? They should be, with some Stalkers and Sentry backup. And the Mutalisks are going to push out now. Still 0-0 upgrades on these.
Now keep in mind, we've been talking a lot about how many workers have been killed, but haven't talked enough about how many workers there currently are. Huck ahead, again, spending so much chrono boost on those workers early on, really helping him leap into a little bit of an advantage. July now sweeping over with a 16 Mutalisks, very smartly canceling. The reaction speed on Huck is incredible, but all these pylons will be going down. Couple of Stalkers get morphed in for Huck.
And nice splitting up on the armies. Nice blink by Huck, and oh my god, doing so much damage here. And July Zerg are just going to go ahead and attack, but more Stalkers are being walked in.
Oh no, this is not the best decision making by July. We see at the top sentries even trying to go for the kill. Man, there are only 4 sentries. You're crazy. Pull back, you bold little sentries. They're going to end up retreating, but that has been some sick damage dealt. Huck now is in a good position to not only take himself a 4th base, but potentially, a 3rd base, but also potentially make a big push. But we see a lot of Zerglings coming out. Hydra's getting produced by July. Very smart decision making as he is up against a mainly gateway composition.
But what little does July know, the Templar Archives has finished. The Sonic Storm not yet being researched, but now it starts. Wow. And against Hydras, that Storm is going to be so efficient. If that's what July transfers and transitions in, all his gas is being spent on Hydras. We have the Groove Spine, which is the range upgrade for these Hydras, and the +1 missiles attack, and a decent size high Templar army. And then, after using Storms, transitioning into Archons could well knock July out of this tournament.
I mean, this is so smart by Huck to just sit and hang out, and it really points out a key vulnerability in the response that we're seeing from July. Making the Zerglings and the Hydras, brilliant technique to defend a big push, but now that it seems like no large push is coming, July is stuck with these slow Hydras, is in a very rough position. If we go to the later stages of the game, we see, oh no, High Templar do have enough for Storm. The Storm is almost done. It's getting chrono boosted, will be done in 10 seconds, and there it is going to finish up. The expansion is up as well for July. It is a 3-base Protoss versus a 3-base Zerg, and 1 Dark Templar is going to head up and be able to begin picking down this hatchery.
And a big point here to think about is that these Hydras are off creep, and one bad engagement means they will all die simply because they are so slow versus Blink Stalkers. Look, Huck doesn't quite see them, but a large attack coming on the right-hand side.
Oh no, Zergling streaming in. Can he get off the Storms that he needs? The Templar are stuck from behind, trying to pick off the cannons. The Hydra's roasting through all of those units, but no, the Blink forward, he's not storming. There, beautiful Storms. The DT is not yet done attacking that hatchery, and Huck cleans up the defense.
Still, though, 160 food for July Zerg. A lot of Ling reinforcements in. Does Huck have enough here to compete against this army?
Oh, Huck getting over aggressive, needs to retreat, might end up sacrificing a lot of units, but no, coming in from behind. The expansion is done, but there's not going to be enough there to defend. Huck with some nice Blink micro, 2 Archons in the fray, and more units warping in. Huck so aggressive with this unit reinforcement. Will Huck do it? Will he be the first foreigner to compete against a top Korean in the grand final of an event this large? Huck ripping apart the Hydras. He's killing the expansion, and +2 armor nearing completion.
And 17 Hydras are in production now, and Huck's 3rd base is still up and running. Probe count 67 versus 69, and this 4th base of July Zerg is going to go down. And if he does actually take this down, it would be a wise decision just to pull back, get all his units up together, as that's where the strength of Protoss lies, when he does get up to that death ball. 2 Overlords are being sacrificed, but that doesn't matter. July Zerg at 200 supply, potentially 200 supply, and that 4th base is going to go down now. Hydra tries to kill it, but not in time.
Oh!
4th base goes down.
Clutch Dark Templar play by Huck. One of the key problems Protosses do have against Zergs in the late game is an inability to apply pressure, but that early Dark Shrine shows that if you can just sneak 1 cloaked unit cross map, it can save you so easily. There now, a probe moving up. Looks like Huck is going to invest in a 4th base. Sees nothing there. No burrow this game. We see more pylons getting thrown down. Huck being very responsible about spreading those trails all across the map.
And a bunch of Banelings being morphed in here. We've seen that style a lot throughout this tournament. Will these Banelings be able to do enough, or will the Storms be able to hit them as they come in? And Baneling speed not quite done yet. +2 missile attacks, only about quarter of the way through. And is July Zerg going to attack here? Ooh, this is going to be so close. Does Huck have enough? He has 3. No, he actually has 6 High Templar in total. That is a lot of Storms.
But keep in mind, he does not have any sentries. Huck moving out to the middle of the map. This is a very aggressive move right now, and it looks like there he is getting some big Storms off on the Hydras. Zerglings, oh no, his army getting cut in half. The Hydras isolated. Will Huck be able to do the Storms he needs on the Banelings? And it looks like, wow, a great Blink! Pulling back just in time. It is now Blink Stalkers versus slow Hydras. The 4th base from Huck is getting established. trying to do damage that he can. Not going to be able to get that Archon. 18 kills on it, and when those heals regen, the Archon is going to be a huge threat in this next attack.
And even if Huck doesn't go, actually Baneling's getting a little bit of damage there, but +2 armor Stalkers, not going to do too much there. And Huck slowly pushing through. Jalisig still has not even got a 4th base. 16 Roaches are in production. Will they be able to combat against all these Stalkers though, Sean?
Well, July is in a really rough spot, but he is not done yet. That bottom expansion already low on health from the early DT harass. We see the left expansion is up on the minimap for July Zerg. But the Blink Stalker Force, Huck ended the game against LaLush with them. Can he do it again against July? Beautiful cycling on those Stalkers. Huck is advancing forward. He's lost only 1 game this entire tournament. He is 1-0 against July. Will he close it out with a flawless advancement through the elimination brackets? There is almost nothing that Huck can do.
And more reinforcements coming in, more Stalkers coming in, and an aggressive Blinks by Huck here. And Jalisig on his last legs. Will he knock him out and advance into the finals? Oh my god, Huck is going to do it. It looks like he can, Sean.
And it's a good game! Team Liquid, whose players have been in a slump for so long. Huck, who has not put a final appearance on the map since Raleigh, is here now in the grand finals at Dreamhack Summer 2011 with an impressive win, not just over Moon, but here now against July.
Wow, oh my god, Huck advances into the grand finals where he will face the winner of Bomber and Moon, but that is a top 3 guaranteed place now for Huck, and I'm excited for that kid. A great result, and it's what he's been working towards, and finally having the opportunity to do well in a large international tournament.
I mean, Huck not getting here by any fluke in the slightest. No wins of his have been any sort of goofy cheeses or luck plays. All skill. Getting those amazing blinks. Even his upgrade decision-making counter to all the other Protosses. But that's what happens when you practice as much as Huck does. He is now going to meet in the final. Only a Terran and Zerg remain and non-mirror grand final. And can Huck maintain that focus? Because it's going to be a long break for him before the grand finals that will be on at 6:30 tonight.
And he's got to compete now. And if we think about the MLG Rally, that was a long time since he was competing in front of a large audience. GSL, the studio's not that big. Obviously, there's a bunch of people on stream. But to compete in the Dream Arena now, Day 9, I mean, we were there in the Dreamhack winter. And that can change a lot of things. To actually look above your screen and see the 1,200 people possible in that arena, that could be quite daunting for Huck. Can he keep his nerves calm? Can he keep cool under pressure? And we'll have to see later on this evening. But what do we have next, Sean?
Important to note, in 1 hour, we will be beginning with Bomber versus Moon. A huge Terran versus Zerg coming up. Bomber really increasing his level of play higher and higher and higher. Only not winning because he gets eliminated by the likes of Nestia, GSL champion Zerg. Can Moon take him out? We will find out again in 1 hour at 2:30 p.m. It is currently 1:30. And if you missed any of the matches, go to the archives, day9tv.blip.tv. Every single game we have cast thus far will be up there. And the real question is, we've seen Huck's PVZ throughout this tournament. Is his PVT going to be enough to get a championship if Bomber does advance?
And we'll have to see. So I'll see you guys in about a 1 hour time. But before, what is your Twitter, by the way?
It's Day9TV.
And my Twitter is Diapollo1337. Go ahead and follow us. Also, do follow at Dreamhack. And follow those guys, because obviously there's a lot of future tournaments coming up for Dreamhack.
We will be casting all the matches for the remainder of the day here at day9.tv. Don't go anywhere. Grab a snack, come sit back down, and get ready for the second semifinal coming up in 1 hour. See you after this break.
The faster, lighter protection. ESET Nod 32 antivirus gives you less lag and more frag for your Windows, Mac or Linux computer.